Greetings once again. My name is Pastor Chesterfield Waldron, the watchman for the church. I want to start with a subject that most Christian believers are unaware of. That is understanding how the holy days which God gave to Israel is the divine plan in which is being worked out here in the earth. God gave to Israel various holy days to keep so that they will be constantly reminded of these holy days and acknowledging them, and so that they will be kept for the generation, the church at the end of the age. Jesus came over nearly 2,000 years ago. And after 30 years of ministry, he was crucified. Let's go back to the beginning. I have a chart here which shows you the feast days, the Passover, and how it was fulfilled on the same day that Jesus was crucified. Nisan 14, AD 30 or 33. Jesus was crucified at the same time that the Jews killed the Passover. Exodus 14, Passover, and Leviticus 23, Nisan 14, celebrated as a memorial for their Exodus escape from Egypt. So when Jesus came, he fulfilled that holy day which God gave to Israel, and it was no longer required to be fulfilled because Jesus was the Passover lamb slain from the foundation of the world. After his resurrection, he was on earth for 40 days. And he told his disciples on his leaving that they should not leave Jerusalem until the coming of the Holy Spirit. Now in Israel, they also had to count from the Sabbath after the crucifixion. They had to count 49 days. That brought them to they had to count 7 times 7, 7 weeks. And on the 50th day of the week was the wave sheaf offering. Let's see what happened in the New Testament. 10 days after Jesus was ascended, while the disciples and Jews from all over the Roman Empire came to Jerusalem to observe the wave sheaf offering, the day of Pentecost came into being, because the word Pente means 50. So the 50th day was celebrated. And here you will see again the wave sheaf counting 50 days, and then its fulfillment. See, 50 days counting from the coming of the Holy Spirit on the one in the upper room. Now, since the beginning of the church, we are in the period between Pentecost and the next feast that is to be fulfilled. What is that feast? Most Christians know very little about that. But if you look at Leviticus, you see the next feast is the Day of Trumpets. It is the first day of the 7th month of Tishri. So that is the next feast to be fulfilled. See Revelations 8:1, where the 7 angels are given 7 trumpets. So again, God has a timetable and it's being worked out here. So we are coming now to the close of the end of the church age, from Pentecost in AD 30 up until today. The church has been proclaiming the good news of salvation as commanded by Jesus. So the next fulfillment of it must come at a time that God has ordained, which is the first day of the 7th month of the Hebrew calendar, which is the month of Tishri. But there are other feast days that are also to be fulfilled, because on the 10th day of the 7th month, the Day of Atonement, which is the day of fasting, the Day of Atonement, the 10th day of Tishri. See Revelations 20. This is when Satan is bound for 1,000 years. So after trumpets and atonement, and when Satan is bound, the next feast is called the Feast of Tabernacles. Or Feast of Tabernacles comes on the 15th, between the 15th and the 22nd. This feast represents the 1,000-year rule of Jesus, called the millennium. The start of the 1,000-year reign of Jesus with the saints. See Revelations 20 verse 4. So God has all things planned and set out, and will be accomplished in its time. There's something significant you need to notice. That 3 events, the Feast of Trumpets, the Day of Atonement, and the Feast of Tabernacles, all comes in the same month. That is very significant. That means that the time for the fulfillment of these prophecies will be very close, fulfilling all that is written in the book of Revelation to bring about the end of Satan's rule on this earth. I hope that this will give you some understanding of where we are, because many people are being deceived, not understanding that God is using a Hebrew calendar to fulfill the events that are about to come on the earth, and they are all written and prescribed, so that anyone who is searching and studying the Bible can come to the true knowledge of the working out of God's plan I hope that this will be some help to you in studying Bible prophecy. Not looking at the Roman calendar, but at a Hebrew calendar, and seeing how two of those feast days that God gave to Israel has already been fulfilled. May God bless you.